Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy night to join me. I really appreciate it. And tonight, I want to talk about homeless measures that cities take that ultimately just end up hurting the very people that they're trying to help and making it more costly for everybody in the process. So, let's talk about three different reasons why I just truly feel like added additional barriers in the form of economic cost toward the to deter homelessness is in and of itself just wrong. Okay, so like the first reason is link in the description below to a really cool video by a really cool creator that I follow, and he talks in detail about how New York City is currently going through a kind of time where they're spending a lot of money to add guard rails to their subway systems that like are dangerous, so something similar to what you may see in your own city, right? Wherever you're watching this video, it could be the fact that like at bus benches there are the poles that stick out in between the seats all random so that people can't lay down on the benches, and that it makes it extremely uncomfortable to just sit to begin with. If you've ever traveled recently or just in the recent past and you've been to a larger city where there's some sort of other kind of large mass transit infrastructure, like a light rail, similar to what you find in Maricopa County, or something that you might find like up in Denver, or it could be underground, as in the example from the New York City subway. But regardless, I feel like it's wrong to add these simple measures, like because they cost money, and I'd much rather be spending that money on actually addressing homelessness. Okay, so there's parts of being homelessness that contribute to a kind of an environment that makes it unsafe for everybody. So there is some credible evidence as to, why it is dangerous to have people in and around like large machines just kind of chilling, when people are trying to commute. I think the problem therein lies with the fact that the world has no other sort of place for displaced or homeless people to go. And furthermore, the above world, in this case, again, example in the description below, it doesn't provide the kind of need that is clearly there. And so let's go through the first reason why I think taking measures to prevent homelessness by spending money to make things unsafe is harmful and impactful in a negative way more than it is in a positive way, is because of the increased safety. The increased safety in that it might deter people. Barbed wire fences deter people from climbing over them, but it doesn't make it so that people still don't try to climb over them. And in most instances, the people who still try to climb over those barbed wire fences are, in fact, the same people who are also going to climb over the fence regardless. They've proven that going over that barbed wire fence. You feel me? And again, so like, what is it worth it? The additional cost of that person's life, potentially. It could be, the first day you have that fence up, or 10 years later on down the road. I mean, what do we place our value with as it concerns like intrinsic things, and where and how we treat the worse off people? Again, it's, I, as a chronically unemployed person, right? Because quick sidebar, I no longer have a job. This is great. Things are just happening awesome and lovely to me. But see, the thing is that like, it just, the increased safety is a problem for the various people that we're trying to, like, where are they going to go, right? So like, if homeless people can't sleep on bus benches, if homeless people aren't allowed to go into subways and like chill there during the day, it already is accepted like that there are people who don't have a place to go. But like, why are we going to make it less safe for not only them but for everybody else? So spiked rails on the entrance to where you go through, like to enter the subway, that could hurt somebody that unknowingly just needs to put their hands above to hold themselves up as they're passing paying fare customers. So is it worth the risk for everybody else that's paying customers to prevent the very small number of people who proportionately, compared to people that are paying for the rides, are trying to hop in, and most often not to even get a free ride from the subway, but just to have a place to be that is safe from, like the weather and stuff like that, especially now during the winter. It could even be made the case like when it gets hot in those big cities. So I just think that the increased safety in and of itself is a reason that we should strongly consider not spending money to make things less safe for people that pay, and ultimately more harmful for the people who are going again to do what they want to do, regardless of the measures that you put in front of them that are going to dismiss other people from doing that kind of thing. So I just feel like that in and of itself. Also, a second reason, right, going into the speech now that I'm talking about as an improvisational one, by the way, from my speech and debate people out there, you feel me? It's tough, isn't it? But we all know that we've been trying to give these kind of speeches, so all these are impromptu talks. I have no script. Eat your heart out. This is what I like to do. So it's not as refined as I'd like it to be, right? But it's getting there. So the second reason, in a quick sidebar, this is after all vlogs about nothing. It's not an entirely serious channel, and if you take your life entirely serious, good luck to you. Seriously, I wish you the best. And so, being homeless is not a crime. That's the second reason why putting measures in by spending money to deter people that have no money to like have a place, is that in and of itself, like being homeless is not a crime. And I feel like why punish people for things that are out of their control, and moreover take away public accessible spaces? I mean, being homeless doesn't mean that you're not a part of the community. And I feel like that's where a lot of people get lost, is they don't recognize that each homeless person is in fact a very vital part of that community. These are the people that reside within the community, live on a day-to-day basis, and engage and interact with small business owners, with all the neighborhood gas stations, things like this. I mean, again, like, being homeless is not a crime, and I don't feel like we need to criminalize being homeless in and of itself, but we also don't need to be doing things that are harmful to homeless people, because it is a vicious cycle. And if a homeless person gets hurt doing one of these things, like skipping a fare, and they get hurt in the process, again, it's just, being homeless is not a crime. And so we should not punish people through potential acts of danger for not having a house or a place to live. I feel like the government should be more concerned with placing these people in homes and providing a solid infrastructure that offers universal basic income that's supplemented through universal health care. You guys do realize that as of 2025, we are in fact the only developed nation in the entire world that does not have a universal healthcare system? Every single modern, developed, industrialized country around the world has universal basic healthcare. This country does not. And so, yeah, it's better sometimes for the United States to be different and to be leaders in different fields. That's kind of what the cool thing about being an American is. One thing that's very un-American, and people that would argue is very American, is the capitalist system that we live in, that offers doctors an incentive to prescribe medications to people that wouldn't ultimately maybe not need that. They participate and engage in a healthcare system that is predatory, right? You guys hear what happened, like Luis Mangione, the people that work for this healthcare system, so I'm just saying that they could be advocates too, right? But instead they're spending their time and training and education using, telling the general public that they're there for you, but they need to get compensated. They have student loan debts, right? first thing that comes out of their mouth is, well, I'm paying student loan debts. I'm that fool that's paying interest on a student loan debt I got 20 years ago to go to med school so that I could make six figures for a residency position for 10 years. Like cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, so that you could end up selling scripts to people that didn't need them to begin with, so that you could exploit poor people, so that you could overcharge insurance so that insurance providers can pass along that raised cost to its consumers and the people that can't afford it the most. Yeah, admirable people, right? And so that's all I'm saying is like, where do you fall within that? The big part about universal healthcare is that it doesn't have the support of institutional healthcare in this country as it currently is. And again, just a friendly reminder that we're the only developed and industrialized modern country. I've already said this maybe 4 or 5 times that doesn't have universal healthcare. But again, we have people going to med school, have been going to med school for decades now to practice preventative medicine, which is in and of itself a capitalist cop out to make money from people that are sick and dying. Yeah, we offer them the best treatment if they can afford it. And if nobody can afford it, and if no one's willing to pay my research grant fund, you feel me? Then like I ain't working. I'm going to work for for Pfizer, and Monsanto and Pfizer. Where are they? I've gone to medical school to work for a big pharma company. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so all I'm saying is that I truly feel like preventing people from living their lives in a way that criminalizes their behavior that's not illegal to begin with is a big show on how society is not addressing the concerns that need to be addressed and is instead spending dumb amounts of money to produce results that will never seek to have the return on investment that they seek to have, because human beings have far more intrinsic value than a toll-faring skip person by the thousands every day. Like, listen, like, we have to really prioritize here the money that we spend. And that's the third reason, is the allocation of existing funds to help homeless people. So the allocation of existing funds is near to non-existent, and we have allocation for new funding to go towards preventative measures to stop homeless people from having access to public space. That's weird. Spending public money that we didn't have, that we now have, to solve and combat problems that we should be using that money to begin with to solve, I think is just kind of weird. You feel me? I do. I think it's really weird. And again, all of these things, being homeless, as a reminder, we've given I've tried to talk about 3 different reasons why I think putting in different kinds of physical measures and barriers in and of themselves are bad for the homeless population, and again, like, I can't stress to y'all enough the fact that I'm a social capitalist, and while I may remain chronically unemployed, I am not a part of a system that is killing people. That's what a part of a system I'm not a part of. You feel me? So I've made that conscious decision to do that, and I'll stand by it. I'll stand by the healthcare workers who refused to go into work during COVID because they didn't want to be vaccinated, and then later on down the road got in trouble for that. And by the way, where are they now? Where are all the nurses and the doctors and the LPNs and the RNs and the CNAs and the MDs? Where are they as it concerns immunization and their cop-outs as to taking a forced shot, just so that they could continue to keep their job? Like, again, nobody forces anybody to do anything. We make our own decisions in life. So, like, if you've categorically decided to become a part of these evil institutions and you sit here and you try to defend them, in any way, shape, form, or possible, it's a zero-sum argument. Again, like, it really is. It's unfortunate that this country doesn't have universal health care, because that is tied directly to homelessness. If this country did the very basic, simple thing of joining all the other developed countries around the world, we'd be doing the homeless people a favor. We'd make it so that, link in the description below, New York City taxpayer dollars don't have to go to fund, these weird, strange, dangerous things on the sides of booths that are there to put in so that people can't jump or skip fares. Like, universal healthcare is a very big topic. And again, shout out to all my people out there who refuse to be a part of traditional medicine and don't work for large institutions that prey and exploit people and take advantage of them in every single way possible, in every way imaginable possible. There is no retort for this argument. Profit, healthcare for profit, is straight up evil. And if you work for these guys, some might argue you're straight up evil too, because at some point, people need to stop doing what they're doing. The bad stuff, right? Like, you learn from your mistakes in your own personal life and you stop doing those things and you don't make those mistakes again. Kind of like that, except it has to deal and has real meaning and impact as it concerns hundreds of millions of people in this country, not just you, right? Not just me. You can try to make this about you as much as you'd like. You can try to make this about me as much as you'd like. But the fact of the matter is that the people that it directly impacts are the people that aren't watching these videos, the people that don't have access to, a good day's food to get the energy they need to get on down to the hospital. You feel me? So, like, all I'm saying is that universal healthcare is a big part of homelessness. And I feel like it's way overdue. And obviously, it's not something that's going to happen in the next 4 years. And obviously, I'm sure private healthcare out there is up in arms, just screaming in happiness as a result of this, enlightenment, although it could have been seen from years ago. Healthcare for profit is evil. And that's all that I'm saying. That's what it is. So, I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thank you for watching my show. Again, this is Vlogs About Nothing. I give sidebars, we give speeches, I make content. You watch it. I really appreciate you for that. You feel me? Even, for whatever reason you have, whatever justification you need to, have to watch my stuff, just know that I really appreciate you and that I'm doing my thing. You feel me? Trying to live my best life, free from, people who seek to, tear that down. You feel me? Like, grow up, please, for all of our sakes. So, and that's a shout to not anyone in particular, right? And I feel like that's sometimes the thing too, is sometimes I feel like strangers out there are getting, they're getting themselves all riled up and they're giving themselves credit for things they think that they know that I'm talking about, but really they have no idea, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, let's go over some facts. I'm here. I'm sitting alone by myself, chronically unemployed, have admitted all of my faults, mistakes, and errors over the course of the last 9 months. This is my 900th video. So, it is what it is. I'm trying to lead by example, And so I'll continue to do this. You feel me? Oh man, life's been interesting lately, I tell you. So, I think this is like my second or third video today. Anyways, the last 72 hours is sometimes, oh man, oh gosh. Anyways, I hope that you guys are doing really well. Seriously, I want to get these next 100 videos done because, as we all know, I've been trying to do this now for a while. So I'm happy that this is the 900th video. I'm happy that I no longer have a job. I'm happy that, I literally have so little and nothing that, like, whatever. Whatever, this is what I like doing. And so as long as I got this broken phone and an internet connection, we're going to keep making videos. And so thanks again. I hope that you guys have a really good night. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. My name's Albert. This is Vlogs About Nothing. Bye.